Hey Book Dragons, welcome back to my channel. We are talking about Shade by Chad Nicholas today. Let's go. So I recently finished reading this book. Shade is Chad's second book. Nightmare was his first. And if you're interested in hearing about Nightmare, I will leave a link to it in the cards at the end of the video and in the description below, so that you can watch my review for the book there. And Nightmare was a really fantastic read, and Shade is no different. Chad did give me a complimentary copy of this book in exchange for an honest review. So I did get this book for free, guys, but I would seriously pay money to buy it, and I probably will, just because it's that good. And so spoilers. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I hope you stick around and watch the rest of the video and see what I think about it. Make sure you subscribe and click the like and hit the bell notification so you get notifications for my future videos. And let's get right to the review. Shade is a psychological thriller, murder mystery. It takes place in a setting where you're following these two different detectives on the trail of a serial killer. And the way it's written, it flashes from the present back to the past, and back and forth and back and forth, and it reveals different things along the way. So it really keeps you on the edge of your seat. It doesn't reveal a whole lot at the beginning. It just kind of feeds it to you piecemeal until you get closer to the end of the book and you start to figure out, okay, so this seems like I've got everything figured out, and then all of a sudden you don't. And Chad did that to me with Nightmare too. I thought I had everything figured out, and then all of a sudden I didn't. And it's that way with this as well. So, and he's brilliant at throwing those twists in there. Just, gosh, it was so well done. It focuses on the two main detectives for most of the book, but it also focuses on other characters that are integral to the story. So you've got your two main detectives, and it starts out the story with a bang, because it starts out in this scene in the woods where they found a body, and the body is just completely torn apart and mangled. It's just brutal. And it just kicks off from there, and it's after that scene that you get your first flashback to the past, and then back to the present. And it can be kind of confusing at times if you're not really paying attention, because it takes a little while to get used to the time jumps back and forth. So, but if you're into the story and you pay attention, you start to figure out where things are going pretty quickly. And you will have theories throughout the book as to what's going on, who the serial killer is. Is it this person? Is it that person? It is so mind-boggling at times, in a good way, really good way. So I would highly recommend it if you like stories like that. Chad has a very unique way of writing. I will say that his prose jumped leaps and bounds beyond his previous book, Nightmare. Nightmare was really good, but I thought the writing was really, really good in this book. So much better than in the first book, which is saying a lot because the first book was really well done and well written. But it's really easy to comprehend, but it deals with a lot of really heavy topics. And so I will say that there is a lot of blood and gore in the book. There are a lot of complex issues dealt with, such as complex PTSD and serial killers, and emotional turmoil of family members that are losing their loved ones as a result of this serial killer. So this is not a happy book, okay? For large chunks of the book, it is just not a happy book. So please be aware when you go into reading this book, it is going to mess with you. It really messed with me, you know, mentally and emotionally, and I just there were times where I had to put it down because I was I was so distraught by some of the things I was reading, and part of that is because his characters and story and plot are written superbly. I and I really get into characters especially. So when you're reading this book, you will get so invested in the characters that you just have to pull away for a few minutes or maybe a whole day before going back to it. Allow yourself that because you are going to need it for this book. But that is in no way a detriment to the book. It is a testament to how well this book is written. I'm continually impressed with the stories that Chad creates, and it's obvious he's done a lot of research on these topics, because the stuff he pulls out of the hat is just wow. I did not see that coming. I I was completely blown away several times during the book. But there were times that I kind of felt like I was having to suspend disbelief. I'm like, would that really happen? But maybe it would. I'm not knowledgeable enough on these topics to really say either way. And the mark of a good author is he researches the topics thoroughly. And I really felt like Chad researched the topics faithfully and thoroughly enough to present a cohesive story, and one that is believable. So keep that in mind. It is just a fantastic ride, despite having to put it down a couple of times and take breaks from it. I finished it in 48 hours, or within the span of a 48-hour period, and I'm just so happy I read this book. I can't recommend it enough. So if you have read Nightmare and you're wanting to venture into Chad's next novel, more power to you. Grab this book immediately and read it. If you haven't read Nightmare, they are not related in any way, shape, or form, so you can enjoy them independently as standalone books. But yeah, you are in for a treat with both Nightmare and Shade. Chad is just a fantastic guy, really pleasant, obviously loves his fans, and he loves talking about his books. He loves talking about these topics. So I'm hoping to have Chad on the channel in September. So, which is now, actually. Yeah, it's September already, guys. I'm not thinking clearly. But yeah, I'm hoping to have Chad on the channel this month to do an interview, and Shade officially releases to the public in October. I forget the date, but I will put it down in the description below. And what I will also put in the description below is he has a pre-sale sale? Pre-sale? I don't know. He has a sale going on prior to the release of the book, and I will put all the information in the description below. There's a certain percentage off the hardback and off the paperback and off the ebook. So read the description below for this one, guys. You need to make sure you don't miss out on that sale if you want to get this book at a discounted rate. Which you need to get this book, guys. It is a high recommend from me. Check the links and go get that sale while it's still going on. And like I said, I will put the release date down there. So I think that is it. Just a quick review from me. I didn't want to take too long with it because I don't want to go into spoilers, and I could easily spoil a lot of stuff in this book. I don't want to do that to you. You need to read it. And I hope you are reading more books like I always tell you to do. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.